Listen to me, children of God. God is willing to give you a change of story. But then, as Abraham, there was an obedience that was necessary. Because you see, anytime that God comes to give us a change of story, anytime that God will come to us to give us a change of story, he will demand of us. He will tell us, my child, my son, my daughter, he will tell you, I want you to do something. Whatever he tells you to do, please make sure you do it. Today I was in prayer, in the place of prayer, and the Lord spoke to me in John chapter number 2 and verse number 5. John chapter number 2 and verse number 5. A very common scripture. The Lord spoke to me, and he said, his mother said unto the servants, whatsoever he said unto you, that is the message. Whatsoever he says unto you, do it. That is very, very important. Whenever he gives you an assignment, whenever he tells you what to do, he expects you from that moment that you shall be able to begin to follow him. Instructions are very important. Instructions are more important than your prayer. Instructions are more important than prophecy. Any prophecy that does not include an instruction, that prophecy is not complete. That prophecy is not beneficial. Any prophetic message that you receive and it doesn't have in it an instruction, that prophetic message has aborted its purpose. It is not complete until it has given you an instruction on what to do. Abraham, prepare for me an ephah, a she-goat, prepare turtle doves. When it comes to God speaking to you and to change your story, he will give you an instruction. He doesn't deal with us until he gives us an instruction. One time after giving out the Prado, I didn't know what to do. I actually thought after some time, I saw things were getting thick. And I thought maybe I was wrong. Maybe God didn't, tell me to give out the Prado. After some time, my faith was dying. And the Lord spoke to me. And he said, son, give me 2,000 shilling sacrifice every day. He never said anything about the vehicle. He just said 2,000 every day. And I began. I obeyed immediately. Prompt obedience is what God looks for. It is not delayed. Delayed obedience is disobedience. Delayed obedience is disobedience. Listen to me carefully, child of God. God spoke to me. And I was like, God, how am I going to know that I did what was right? And I want you to give me an assurance. I want to know that for sure what I am telling you or what I am expecting from you is what I am going to get. And the Lord began to speak to me, but he gave me an instruction. He said, son, I want you to go and give me 2,000 shillings every day. I gave out 2,000 shillings the first day, the second day, the third day. On the 7th day, my faith came back. Faith is living. It is real. It is living faith. It is alive. When you have it, you know. You can't be walking by faith and you don't know. Just as you can't be walking by sight and you don't know. And so I began to move and I began to give 2,000 every single day. I gave the first day. I gave the second day. I gave the third day. And I continued that way for I continued that day for the first 7 days, and on the 7th day, my faith came back. Then, listen to me, children of God. When my faith came back, I didn't stop. The day that my faith came back, I began to understand that now I am going to receive from the Lord. I am going to receive my reward. I'm going to get a car. And I continue 2,000 the first month, 30 days after after the first month. The second month I continued, and it was in the second month, somewhere in the middle of the second month, that the Lord gave me a Range Rover Sport. Listen, God is not a conman. He is not trying to take away from you. He knows you need it. And when he commands you to give, it is because he wants to give it back to you, a good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, shall men point to your bosom. So God is in the business of blessing you. But then he is asking, who has believed our report? Noah believed God's report and obeyed. He obeyed when God spoke to him. Noah received instructions to build an ark so that he may save the entire humanity from a global flood. He received a global vision, and he was required to obey God in a global scale. And Noah obeyed the instructions of God. He built that thing for many years, 100 years, building that thing. And only 8 people were saved, and animals. And let me tell you, he preserved people that are living on earth today. Abraham, I've just read to you. He believed God and he obeyed. And he left his homeland. And where we read is when God now was making a covenant with him. He left his family. He went to a place that he didn't know, but God had said he's going to show him. He obeyed. That timely obedience is what begins the change of your story. He went, and God required to know whether he can trust him. He even required him to give him Isaac, his son. And he didn't object. He willingly, hastily, and early in the morning rose up and went to the place where God has said, go and sacrifice your son, your only son, your beloved son, Isaac. And that is the day that the Lord said, don't do any harm to your son. I now know that you fear God. He became God's friend on that day. And now you can actually read for yourself Genesis 26, verse 4 and 5.